Thank you, Chairman Perry. When are we going to begin to fight for the American people? And when is too much debt and too much spending enough? When is it enough? We are at historic times. With a record historic $2.5 trillion deficit we're on track for in these last 12 months. With $34 trillion in debt now, we'll be at $36 trillion by the end of this Congress. We've got historically high inflation that's crushing the American people, whether it's gas prices, grocery prices, utility prices, housing prices. We've got historically high interest rates, further exacerbating our debt situation. The American people are suffering. We are heading for a fiscal, financial, and economic collapse. And yet, even with a Republican majority in the House of Representatives, we have not shown a demonstrated desire to cut our spending, even with a Republican majority. What I just described is happening on our watch, and we have nothing to show to this point when it comes to spending with a Republican majority in the House. What is our resolve to cut our spending this year over last year? What is our resolve to use the leverage we have with the power the American people have given us with a House majority? To the chairman's point just a moment ago, Scott Perry from Pennsylvania, the president, the Senate, and the House together agreed, apart from our support, we didn't support that because it was too much, but agreed to the FRA level, $1.59 trillion, cutting about $100 billion from the 1.7 omnibus bill that was signed a year ago. And yet we don't even have a commitment at this point for that top line spending level for total programmatic spending for this coming year. What are we prepared to do to secure the border? What are we prepared to do to stop the invasion at our southern border? We should not be willing to fund a government that continues to bankrupt the American people and to flood our nation with hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens a day. We had some 10,000 yesterday. Irreparable harm is being done to the country by this president intentionally, and the only possible stopgap, the only possible barrier is the House majority. We're so thankful to have our Senate colleagues here, the conservative leaders of the Senate, here with us today to say enough is enough. We are determined to fight for the American people. And with that,
let me Senator Marshall and then Chip Roy.
Senator Marshall.
All right. Thanks, everybody.